Hello everyone. Sorry guys, there was a brief goof up and yeah, we are live now. There's just one viewer at this moment. Ankit, has the link changed? No, the link is the same. Um, 25%. Okay. Yeah. Hello guys. Sorry, I'm back. We're going to restart the stream now. So please please have patience. As I was saying, the topic we are going to discuss today is a lot in detail about the program regulations and study regulations and how you need to perform at the university, all the things that you have been curious to know since yesterday or since you got your admit from this university. We are going to discuss all of this in significant detail. And this can be a little intensive, so please pay attention to what we are saying right now, what we are showing you right now, so that if you have questions, most of them would be cleared while you listen to us. And if you have questions, please keep them to the end of the session. If there are too many questions, we can take a brief pause before in the middle of the session and answer the questions. But please keep the questions limited to the topic being discussed today. I would just like to know if my audio is clear and you can hear me and understand what I'm saying. So before I proceed. But nevertheless, yeah, so since we're going to be discussing things in detail, have patience, listen to us. And if you spend time thinking about other topics or other questions that you have, you might miss some important detail that I'm going to tell you right now. So let's get started. Master regulations and master programs regulations. First, an overview of all the programs that we have at the university. The university offers masters in computer science, bioinformatics, data science and artificial intelligence, also popularly known as DSAI. You have embedded systems, entrepreneurial cybersecurity, language science and technology, which is also called COLI. Then we have media informatics, visual informatics, and business informatics. For all of these courses or all of these programs, you have certain study regulations which applies to each course, each program separately. They are specific to each of the program, and they describe how your credit points or how your approach to the program should be and what you need to clear and obtain a master's degree at the end. And on the other hand, we have exam regulations, which is generic and which is common for all programs. It is the university's regulations of having a quality control over what justifies as a master's degree in computer science at our university. Let's look into examination regulations in more detail. So as I said, first of all, it is common for all master's program. And at Saarland University, you need at least 120 credit points overall to graduate as a master in computer science. The university has a special way of monitoring progress control of every student to make sure that they are not falling behind or there's appropriate focus, and also to identify students who would or may need help and justify these causes. So the progress control is more of a way of monitoring students. So in the first semester, it's quite lenient. You need at least 9 credit points in your first semester. So that it is lenient so that you can get used to the ways of the university and you get used to handling the pressure if you feel such. From the second semester onwards, you need 30 credit points each semester to have a validated progress control. And if you fall short of any of this checkpoints, then you will receive a letter from the university, from the department, and they will summon you for a meeting. You do not have to worry about this too much because they will be very friendly. They will ask you what was the trouble and if they can help you in any way. And falling short of progress control twice can actually lead into trouble. in most cases, and more details of this can only be assessed in the situation and by the exam department itself. Uh, there are some leniencies which the examination department provides for students. For example, if you have any sort of disability, physical or learning disability, you can you can show a valid proof for this, and you will be provided leniency in the exam regulation and the progress control. If you have taken the master's course at a different university, or you switch from one master's program to another master's program, uh, depending on the requirements of the course here and there, the examination department might accept the courses that you have already cleared and may transfer the credit points to your current degree. To start your master thesis, you need at least 30 credit points. This is to ensure that you know what you are at least trying to do. Like, you cannot be a first semester fresh student and you start looking for a master thesis. That will not work out, because you most probably do not have any idea what courses are taught here, what are the interests of the teachers, and what topics you might find interesting. So that is that. And you will have 6 months to finish your master thesis. That is the brief, that is a 1 semester full period which is given to you after you register your master thesis. It's a justified amount of time for 30 credit points to do all the work by yourself and and successfully finish a master's degree. If you have a family which you take care of, or if you have some other commitments which are important to you and that can be justified to the university, then you can also apply for a part-time study. Part-time study does not fall under progress control, but it has a significantly lenient method to the degree, where as a part-time student you will not have to attend 30 credit points every semester, and you can do this in your own time, so that students are not left behind. So if you have any questions until this point, I'm free to address them right now, or we will move on to the next topic soon. So if you don't have any, yeah. No, it is not. Since the university is free, and you are free to take as many credit points as you would feel like. If you like courses and you like to learn a lot more than what is required for your master's degree, you can always take more courses. The minimum requirement is 120 credit points, but you can also graduate with 150. It doesn't hurt. How many total courses should a student do in their masters? I'm sorry, Anushka, there's no right answer to this. According to your program, you have certain divisions of seminar and core courses and advanced courses, but there is not really any right answer to this. Master thesis is made in one of the research centers on the campus, right? It is not necessary that you have to stick to a research center at the campus. What is required is 30 credit point or 6 months of work, which is done by you and supervised by two professors, or at least one professor and an assistant professor at the university. They will be your supervisors, and they will make sure that the quality and the amount of work that has gone into your master thesis is appropriate, depending on the time and for the 30 credits. Usually, research topics come from research centers, but it is not a necessity for it to be like this. Okay, so I will move on to the next topic, which is the master programs. So every program starts in winter or summer semester. The intake is twice a year, and let's start with computer science program. Uh, excuse me, I'm a little distracted because there's a new question here. Can part-time study be used while doing an internship for a semester or so, and then switch back to full-time? I do not think I have the capability to answer this question, Suhas. Please direct this question to the examination department. But as far as I know, you can take a break, do an internship, and come back and continue. But I'm not sure about switching to part-time and switching back. If because of COVID and visa restrictions, if someone is not able to come to Germany before the examination date, well, it will depend upon your professor of the course. I am not aware of this either, but there must be like the thing is there are multiple attempts that you can take to for an exam. So if you miss it in this term and you have a justified reason that you could not you could not reach here because of visa restrictions, then you would be allowed to take a second attempt. Yeah. Ankit has some.
Yeah, and also as a member of student council, we try to find in which courses they are conducting written exams. So we talk to professor, and for the students who are not here in Germany, we try to accommodate via doing an oral examination or taking a second exam for them separately or something like that. So,
Often for some courses, re-examinations are done online or oral. So students can be accommodated in this manner as well if the examination is written, but it depends upon the professor and the department. Student council does not have any control or any insight into this. Wheat, you can take 6 credit points by if you do an internship, and if you do an internship, then you can submit a report of what you learned at the internship, and it can be justified for up from 3 to 6 credit points. But this also depends on the course or on the program. And since we have not looked into the program, you will learn more about this in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So let's start with the next chapter in the presentation. Computer science program. So it starts in winter or summer semester. It starts twice a year, and you will need 120 credit points as mentioned earlier. You have 3 kinds of courses in every master program. You have core lectures, you have advanced lectures, and you have seminars. Core lectures each are of 9 credit points. Advanced lectures each are of 6 credit points, and your seminars are of 7 credit points. So in Masters in Computer Science, you will need 27 credit points from core lectures. That means at least 3 core lectures. You will need at least 1 seminar, and the rest of the credit points which fall short with you can fill them up with advanced courses, core courses, or 1 additional seminar. It is up to you. There's a mix and match policy here, which you will be able to which you have to dedicate however you would like to finish your master's degree with. Out of the 120 credit points, you also have 17 ungraded credit points, which are dedicated for soft skills. For example, learning a language or tutorship or some hands-on skills that the university has to offer. So I would like to repeat that you would have 3 core courses, at least 1 seminar, and the rest of the credit points, and 17 ungraded credit points, and the rest of the credit points can be justified with more courses, one extra seminar, and advanced courses. I would have to skip over bioinformatics because I do not have very good insight on this. Debangna will join us later to help you understand more about bioinformatics. Ankit will take over data science and artificial intelligence because it's a new course and he has better insight on this. Embedded systems. So embedded systems also has twice a year intake policy, and you will need 120 credit points, out of which 103 to 117 or 111 would be graded. That means you're left with 17 ungraded credit points, which will not, which you're free to take whatever you want. You will need 27 to 31 graded lectures, that is core lectures. You will also need 27 to 31 advanced lectures where you can, it's again the same mixed bag where you will have where you have the ability to take core lectures or advanced lectures or one seminar. There is mandatory one seminar, and with this concludes, and along with the master's thesis and your seminar, this concludes your 120 credit points required for embedded systems. These are the courses which are applicable for embedded systems, and they have, since embedded systems is supported by multiple departments, they might have different, they might have varying credit points. So please pay attention to that when you're subscribing to the courses. Entrepreneurial cybersecurity. This only starts every winter semester, and you need 60 graded credit points. It's a mixed course of cybersecurity and also of business informatics. So you will have 60 credit points, out of which 15 credit point, out of which you'll have 3 projects of 15 credit points, which will be ungraded. You'll have 45 credit points for cybersecurity and computer science, which will be offered by CISPA and in the university itself. You can have 27 credit points from core. You can have 18 credit points from lectures in cybersecurity and cryptography, and at least one seminar for 7 credit point. And you have 15 ungraded credit points. Moving on to media informatics. Media informatics also has intake twice a semester, and you need at least 2 core lectures. You need 1 advanced lecture, 1 seminar, and 1 project, which is you have 1 semester long project which weighs a lot on your performance of the course. You will be working in a team, and you will be supervised by your tutor or your supervisor, and it's a very visually driven project. You will have bunch of lectures from the High School of Arts from Saarbrücken, Saarland University. And you also can apply for internships internships, and the internship is counted in the credit points of the course itself. In media informatics, you only get 6 credit points of ungraded bucket. So there isn't a lot of flexibility, but the flexibility instead goes into the internship area. Coming to visual informatics. Visual informatics has a slightly complicated structure in their department, in their policies. So you have 53 credit points, out of which at least 35 credit points will be graded, and they have to be obtained from one of these categories, one of these buckets. And it is image acquisition, image analysis, synthesis, or a seminar on visual computing. Or you can take 9 credit points courses from normal computer science courses which are related to visual computing as well. For example, artificial intelligence or machine learning or computational linguistics, these are also associated with the visual computing bucket. Then you have some supplementary classes to fill the gaps of knowledge. If you come from a different background and you do not have a very strong grip on computer science of mathematics of computer science, then you can also apply to one of these courses like classes in mathematics or mechatronics or physics, and this will also be included in your graded credit points. And additional classes of 10 credit points must be obtained from either a language class or a job as a teaching assistant or some visual linguistic classes, and these will be ungraded. At the end, you're left with 30 credit points for your master thesis, and this concludes your visual informatics master's program. So there are some important links which we use to obtain information, and also you will be using from the time you join the university. Examination office provides you all information on examination regulations, and you can also have a look at your progress control, your transcript, and such stuff. And the other link is Saarland Informatik Campus, which actually describes all the master programs that I just explained with credit points and their subdivisions and what you require to graduate from each. So we'll take a brief pause for questions. We can answer them here right now. If any of the topics are unclear that we just browsed through, you can ask me to go through it again. We are still here, we're live. So these questions can be answered directly right now, and it will be easier, helpful for everyone as well. Yeah. So yes, bioinformatics will be explained right now within the next 5 minutes, along with DSAI. So have some patience. So it means I can take language courses from low to high level without earning credit points. You can obtain credit points once for one language course that you take. So the very first one you take, you will be awarded 6 credit points for that, and you can submit it to the examination department, and that will go into ungraded credit points. But if you feel if you feel the need to pursue more language courses for your own choice, you're free to do that. There will be no charge, but there will also be no credit points awarded for subsequent language courses. How does ungraded credit points work? Ungraded credit points is basically a small buffer given to each student by their respective department or their respective program to to add a little leniency and add a little flavor into their own master's degree. For example, you can apply for an internship at some company, and you want that credit point, you want that experience to also count in your degree. So you can apply for the experience credit points, which is like 3 to 6 credit points ungraded, Or if you want to learn some languages, either German or Spanish or Japanese or whichever you feel like, that also goes into the credit points. Similar soft skills, which are not directly associated with computer science, but you feel they will help you in your degree, or either to make it easier or to make it more interesting. That's how the ungraded credit points work. Can master thesis also be done in the industry? Yes, master thesis can be done in the industry, and the thing is, we have a slot dedicated for the master thesis. So please keep your questions to the end of that session. If a course is available for stream on LSF, even though it's not present in module handbook, can it be registered? Yes, I think it can be. I'm not sure about the details in the module handbook, but LSF is the main source of information and registering or deregistering for courses. So keep your attention on LSF, and all your answers, all your questions will be answered from LSF. What do you mean by ungraded credits? So courses, for example, the seminar course or the core course or the advanced lecture, each of them have credit points. For example, a core course has a 9 credit point, and at the end of the course, you will give a final exam. And depending on the final exam, your assignments, your performance overall the semester, this is from subject to subject, but you will be awarded a grade at the end of it, which ranges from 1.0 to 4.0. And the grade is multiplied with the credit points. And at the end, the 120 credit points that you have, out of them, 17 will be ungraded, and the rest of the graded credit points will be multiplied with their respective grade. And that's how your final grade, once you graduate, is calculated. So now the 17 credit points which were ungraded, they do not have any grades 1.0 or 4.0 associated with it, so they only count as a buffer. So if you perform poorly in a course and you push it to the ungraded credit point, your credit points for that course, your grade for that course, will not be counted. So that's what I hope I cleared your question, Maqsood. Ahmad, yes, IMPRS is counted in total credits, but it will not be graded. It is just like any other language course. Yes, the language courses are ungraded. Okay, that's already been answered. No. Mohammed, I'm sorry, we cannot address this question because this question is only answerable by the examination department, and they reserve the rights to answer this question. So we can answer questions regarding each program and the courses and stuff, but switching is not in our jurisdiction. Akhil, registration for course would mean registration for the exam. If you have just registered, no, excuse me, registration for course does not necessarily mean anything. If you registered for a course and it's a requirement for, some courses have a requirement where you have a limitation of the number of people, for example, a seminar. There you really need to register, and if you deregister, it causes a lot of trouble to the course management and the teacher. But otherwise, in core courses and advanced courses, it's not a very big deal to register and deregister courses, especially in core courses, because they expect new students to try out some courses and deregister. But when we are talking about exams, you have to register for an exam, which is different from registering for a course. Please keep that in mind. And if you register for an exam, you have to deregister from the exam. And we will get to this soon. Yes, Manuel, you get to choose the courses that you will ungrade. This will be a brief discussion between you and the examination department at the end when you're about to graduate and you have all the credit points necessary. Then you will pick and choose what you want to grade, what courses you want to grade and what courses you don't want to grade. Is it common or possible to complete a master's degree while in preparatory phase of doctoral studies? I do not know. I am sorry. I cannot answer this question, Alex. I would recommend you write to the program coordinator, for example, Tanya Brining, with this question, and she would know more about this. There are some courses in LSF that run in the same period in the week. Suppose I want to take these courses. Is there other available teaching period on the week, or I can only choose one? The courses may be overlapping, and it's unfortunate if they do, and you have interest in these courses. But if they are overlapping, we can't really do anything about it. If you can register to both the courses, but you can only be present at one place at a time. So you will have to choose. But the other choices, the course will definitely be offered in the subsequent semester of the same type. For example, winter semesters courses will be offered in the next winter semester, and the summer semester courses will be offered in the next summer semester. So you can take course A this time in this summer semester, and then you can take the course B, which you missed out because of A, in the next summer semester if you feel like. Okay. What is LSF? LSF is your portal of where you have all the courses and all the examination and stuff listed and open for registration and recording. And we have a detailed introduction session to LSF in a few minutes, so we'll get to that. Per course, most likely you will have 2 attempts to each exam. One is the main exam, one is the re-exam. Uh, Teachers can sometimes offer the re-exam to be in the subsequent semester, but it will still count as the same attempt. So per semester, you will have per course 2 exams. It is mandatory for every course to follow this structure. How long do the exams usually take? Exams usually last for 2 months period. At the end of the semester, this time the exam started in February, right? Yeah. February and March. Yeah, so the exam started February. You will have the phase 1 where uh, all first attempts to all the exams would happen. Some of them may also spill on to March, and March is usually reserved for re-exams, and then in April the next semester would start. So it is usually like this. Similarly, August and September would be your next attempt for the next semester. So, Maqsood, we will get to this soon when we explain in detail about seminars and courses. And Diana, no, it is not mandatory to finish in 2 years. I am in my third year, in my fifth semester. So you can take as long as you want, as long as you justify and you have been following the progress control. It is all good. So we will now move on to the next section, which will be taken by Ankit. And
Thank you so much, Atul. And so yeah, now we will go through the courses, LSF and exam, and we will give you live demo of the LSF, how to register for the exams and the courses. Then we will have a Q&A break, and in the second half of today, we will have earning while learning, how you can earn while studying here, and about the research group and master thesis. So let's go on to courses and exams.
can go back, like start with.
Okay, before I will explain about the bioinformatics and data science and artificial intelligence. So yeah, for the bioinformatics, we have our dedicated buckets. Like for the core courses in bioinformatics, we have to get 18 CP, and similarly for advanced courses, we have to get 12 CP, and we have the course listed for it. And similarly, there are other buckets in the bioinformatics where you have to get a particular amount of CP as listed. So for the bioinformatics, you have 14 ungraded credits, and you can do specialization in two profiles, one in biotechnology and drug design. And more information on bioinformatics you can find in their subject regulations. And now moving on to DSAI. DSAI is one of the recent programs that has been added last year. So I will go through in details about DSAI. So, okay, how does the credit point look? So DSAI is offered in both winter and summer semester, and total we have 120 credit point for the same. And minimum you need 103 graded credit points for DSAI, which includes core lecture from DSAI for 18 CP. So you have to take at least 2 core lecture for DSAI, 1 core lecture for computer science, that is for 9 CP. Then you have a bucket for 27 graded CP where you can add core, advanced, or 1 extra seminar. Then you have additional seminar which you have to mandatorily take. And at the end you have a bucket of 17 ungraded credits where you can put all the extra subjects, extra courses that you have taken. And at the end, yeah, you have thesis that is for 30 CP, and you have to do a master seminar which is for your thesis, and that will be again of 12 CP. So yeah, for DSAI there can be many area of interest, research area that you can go through. So one of them is machine learning core area. So we have a numerous courses offered for core machine learning, that is like machine learning, elements of machine learning, probabilistic machine learning, stochastics, and stats with our neural networks. And we also have many seminars, reinforcement learning and machine learning for formal methods. This is one of the dimensions where you can do your research. Similarly, we have natural language processing. We have a lot of courses for NLP as well, statistical natural language processing, information retrieval, data mining, information extraction, and all. And similarly, we have a lot of seminar. Obviously, it contains a lot of more courses as well, which you can check in the LSF definitely. And the groups which offer research in this area in NLP is mostly D5 in MPI Informatics. We have LSV group, and we also have DFKI who works on NLP. Then student can do research in the area of computer vision and computer graphics. We again have a lot of courses for the same: computer graphics, image processing and computer vision, high level computer vision, image compression. And also we have a lot of seminars for the same. And here the D2 group from the MPI Informatics, we have MIA, we have MPI SWS, and we have DFKI who work on this area. Then there is a artificial intelligence core branch, I would say, where we have course for AI planning and architectural thinking for intelligent systems. And we also have a lot of seminar for the same. And again, DFKI, it majorly works in the AI field. And we also have MPI, which works for the artificial intelligence research. Now, the few tips that I want to give from my side is, I would say if you don't know what your research area is, what your interest lies, so you should experiment early. So what I mean is you can take multiple courses in the starting. You should attend first or second lecture of it. Then you should decide if that is of your area of interest or not. And accordingly, you should like plan your study here in what area you follow. Like take the courses in what area is of your interest. And yeah, yeah, regarding the last point, I will go through when I will give the demo for the LSF itself. So yeah, that was about the DSAI. So do you have any questions right now for the DSAI and bioinformatics? So there is a question, are the seminars graded? So yeah, the seminar, which is not the master's thesis seminar, it is graded. They offer 7 credit point for the same. Do we need to register them in advance? Yes, for the seminar, we have a different registration site. We will post the link here, and we have to register separately for the same. I saw some courses in LNP interest were not present in the module handbook. Could you tell me alternative names of the courses? So the courses that I have listed are offered over the winter semester and summer semester. Maybe that in this semester they are not offering, so it might get offered in the next semester or in the next iteration of it. Do you receive your CS degree with any profile or specialization? If you are doing masters in computer science, then you can have a degree in a particular specializations. For that, you have to do, suppose if you want to have your computer science degree in the specialization of computer vision, so you have to do a particular set of number of credit points for computer vision to get that specialization. In the DSA, the last part you were talking about research topics. Can I also can I take some lectures from each one? Yes, you can definitely take lectures from multiple fields, like for NLP, image processing, or some AI. You can mix them. Yeah. Yes, information extraction and question answering system is not offered this semester. Maybe it will be offered next semester, or maybe there will be a seminar for the same. Okay, so I think there is a lot of confusion right now for the lectures, like what are the core lectures or what are the seminars and advanced lecture. So I will briefly go through it now, and later we can discuss any questions we have. So we will discuss about the lectures first. So there are 3 types of lecture. One is seminar. As I told, it will be a sorry. So yeah, we have seminar for 7 CP. Then we have core lectures that are for 9 credit points. and we have basic lecture for 6 to 9 CP. And roughly 1 CP accumulates to 30 hours of work. So what are seminar? So we have mandatory attendance in the seminar. That means you have to attend each and every talk. So in seminar, it's mostly about the papers. So we discuss some of the research paper where you have to present one or two of the paper, and you have to be in the talk when other present, and you have to participate in the same. And one of the important thing about seminar is that you have to be there in the kickoff meeting. Which is very essential to be part of the kickoff meeting. And if you don't be there, you won't be able to participate. Yeah, as I said before, the links to the seminar is posted here. You can just look out here and you will get the seminars for each semester, and you have to register it here. Now, core and advanced lectures. So the materials are often available online via scripts or via lectures. And the core lectures, those are of 9 CP. Those are offered, the lectures are usually twice a week. And for the advanced lecture, which are of 6 CP, the courses are offered 1 times per week. And the requirement for the exam, it often depends on the course. So there can be attendance for the tutorial. Maybe you have to get 50% plus in the assignments, or you have to pass all the assignments. It is course specific and it depends on the particular course. So what is tutorials? So each week or bi-weekly, you get an assignment sheet that you have to work in either group or individual. And in each tutorial, we discuss about the assignment sheets, and we have a tutor for that. Mostly the attendance is not mandatory for the same, but again, it depends on the particular course. And it is done once a week. The slots will be, there can be many slots for a particular course, which will be discussed in the first lecture. And yeah, tutorials usually are small groups where 5 to 6 teams take part. And yes, tutorial are very beneficial because as we discussed the assignments, and it is a good help to do the exam preparation. Now the assignment sheets, yes, we get your weekly assignments. In some courses it is bi-weekly as well. It can include both theoretical and practical assignments. Mostly there is no mandatory attendance in the assignment, but some courses, they must have a particular cutoff for assignments. It may be 50%, or it may be that you have to pass all the assignments. Submissions, they are often in a group of 2 or 3 people. Some courses, it is also individually. And yes, it is highly recommended that you should do all the assignments by your own at least once. So what happens is, when you are doing an assignment in a part of group of 2 or 3, so maybe you divide the questions and you don't work on it completely. So it is very essential that you work on the complete assignment at least once. It will help in your exam preparation a lot. Now, how does the lecture look like? This is from the LSF, where you can plan the lectures. So I will show this in the demo that we will be giving for the LSF. In the LSF, as I told, it is an online portal where you can see all the list of the lectures. You can get your study documents. You can view the transcript. For the exam registration, again, you have to go to LSF, where you will need your I-10 list. For the I-10 list, you will soon receive a mail where you will get how you will get details about how you can set the I-10 list. It is very necessary to register for the exam. And yes, deadlines are very strict. So if you miss to register for the exam, you cannot take part in the exam. So take care of the deadline and register early hand itself. And if you don't want to participate in the exam, you can de-register for the same. And it is done until a week before the main exam. And yeah, we will get through the live demo. Okay. Okay, let me look at the questions right now before I go to the demo. List of seminars, okay, that is something. There is a question by Ahmed, how many times can I take the exam to improve my grade? We will get back to that shortly. Okay, so I will go with the live demo. So yeah, this is the LSF. So I will log into my account here. So in the left hand side, firstly, you can change the language to German or English from here. And in the left hand side, you can see the functions. So let's talk about the exam administrator here. So here you can see you can register and de-register for a particular exam. So let me show you. As I am from data science and artificial intelligence, I get that here. So here you can see about all the main lecture from computer science, advanced lecture from DSAI, seminar of DSAI, and electives. So suppose I want to register for the exam of main lecture in DSAI. So you can see the list here. Suppose if I want to do for neural networks. So here you can see the details of the exam. Examination date, it's 8th of April. The registration deadline is, it's usually 1 week before the exam. So it's here 1st April. And withdrawal period, like if you have already registered for the exam and if you want to withdraw the application, if you want to de-register, it is also April till April 1st, as I said, 1 week before the exam. And here you can see who is the professor related to it. And here you can register for the exam. As you can see, the registration date has already ended. So that is how you can register for exam. Similarly, same for the advanced courses and all. And here you can see the transcript. So yeah, inside this link you can see the details about your transcript, what courses you have taken, what grades you have received, and what is the credit points you have received. Now let me go to the courses. So in events you have course directs. There it is. So we have master lectures, that is core lecture. You can see it here. So if you click the particular course, you can see the timetable, like it's Monday and Wednesday, the time and things. And there is a link for the particular registration of that course. So here you can see the details about that particular course and registration deadline. You can click here to register. And you can add this to your calendar from here, reserve. So as I can see, it has been added to the calendar. It has been added to my plan, and 2 lectures per week. One is in Monday and one is in Wednesday. So this way you can schedule and you can make your timetable. Similarly, we have advanced courses and seminars. There can be sometimes you may not get a link here. So be patient, you will that will be updated shortly. And if it's not updated, you can just mail the professor. Okay. Yeah, one more thing I want to say is right now, as you can see, we are in summer semester 2021. So you only see the courses that are being offered this semester. And if you want to plan your studies here, so usually the courses in summer is repeated in summer and the courses in winter is repeated next winter. So here you can change the study program. Like you can see what were the courses offered in winter semester. So now I see for the winter semester, and you can plan your studies accordingly. So you can get a brief idea what will be offered in the next winter semester, and accordingly you can plan your studies here. Okay, so yeah, that was about the live demo, and I will just show you the link for the seminars. So this is a link where you register for the seminar. You can see the list of seminar for summer 2021. So yeah, okay. So do you have any questions right now? I already applied for a course, but I didn't receive any confirmation. What is the next step after applying for each course? So yeah, when you apply for the course, you may not get a confirmation, but shortly you should receive a details about the course and the timetables. And as we see, there was individual link for the particular course. You can go there and you can check if there is some information about that. LSF tool itself is just for setting our timetable, but the actual registration happens in the external link provided on LSF. Yes, Suhas, you're right. LSF, the actual registration for a course happens in the external link provided. In the LSF, you don't have to register for a course, but for the examinations, you have to register for the exam in LSF. Does a core course with 9 CP mean 2 lectures and 1 tutorial a week? Or usually, Ahmed, yes, core courses are of 9 CP, which means 2 lecture and 1 tutorial in a week. But sometimes there can be a case where the core course is also 1 lecture per week, but the workload is divided in something else, like they will give an additional project or additional assignment for the same. So usually the workload is for 1 CP, you have to invest 30 hours. The slot for tutorials is separate from the lectures, and this will again be like depend on the particular lecture. You will have multiple tutorial groups where you can participate. Yeah. Regarding the LSF and the registration, I will again I have a slide where I will discuss about the timeline and how it works. So I think it will be clear there, and if it's still not clear, then we can discuss it further. semester timetable should consist of core course, advanced lecture, and ungraded one. Okay, that is it. So for the I-10, you will receive a separate mail. In there, you will receive two. हाँ दिखा रहा है. So sorry, I was saying about the I-10. So you will receive a separate mail where you will get two I-10 initially. Then in the LSF, as you see, there was a link for activate I-10 list. So you can use those two keys and you can activate the list for the I-10. And then you will get a list of 20 I-10s, which will be used to register and de-register a particular exam. Will tutorial slots be available on LSF? Not necessarily. It will be available in the particular course web page. And these things are usually discussed in the first lecture. So I would recommend you to attend the first lecture and you will get all the details about the same there. Okay, so moving in the seminar page, there is an information about schedule of each one. Yes, so yes, for the seminar, you will get information from the individual seminar itself, when will be the schedule, and it is not out beforehand. So yes, for the visual computing, I can see it's not listed in the LSF. There is a separate website from the MIA where you can register for the courses, and you can look out the courses directory there for the visual computing. Okay, so we will move forward now, and we can again take the questions in our question answering session before the break. So yeah, let's talk about the exams now. As I said earlier, you can register and unregister for the exam until 1 week before. And for some of the courses, there can be midterms as well, so just mind that. And yeah, I-10 is necessary for the registration, as I already told that, for the both exam and re-exams. So in general, if you are not registered, you cannot take part in the exam. And if you have registered for the exam and if you have failed by points, like if you were not able to get the passing grade, then it's considered as failed. If you have registered but you didn't show up for the exam, it is again considered failed. If you have registered for the exam, you didn't show up for the exam, but you have a medical certificate because you were sick or something, then it can be considered as not failed. So yes, exams definitely it is necessary to get a grade. There can be exams can be oral or even written, and there can be different criteria for the admission to this exam. Some are assignment seats. You may need 50% above in the assignments, or you need to pass all the assignments. There can be a criteria for tutorial attendance, and there can be some external tests as well for the same. And in total, you get 3 attempts to write the exam, and there can be a scenario for possible 4th one as well, for which you have to contact the examination officer or your study coordinator. And yes, registration is mandatory for each of the attempts. For some courses, you also have midterm, but usually that is not the scenarios. So usually you have end term and you have a re-exam for that. And if you write both your end term and your re-exam, so the better grade is counted. And even if you have passed in the first exam, in the main exam, then you can give a re-exam to improve your grades. So yes, the re-attempts, given the corona situation, we have slight modification, slight relaxation to it. So you can mark exam attempt as a corona attempt. This is a special attempt where, because you can cite some reason because of the corona, and you can mark it as a corona attempt. So what is the benefit of it, and yeah, what is the scenarios? So if you have failed the exam and if you have marked it as a corona attempt, then it is counted as not attempted, and you get another attempt to give an exam for that course. And suppose if you have passed the exam, you can retake the exam to improve your grade by only one more attempt. So suppose if you have passed the exam in this semester, you can give one more re-exam, either be it this semester or in the next year, to improve your grade. This topic is like a lot of details is given in the orientation document, and the link is attached here, and also by the ASTA. You can go through it, and if you have doubt, you can let us know. So for the exam preparation, yes, you can build your study groups. It will help you to understand the concepts and to understand the topics. As I said before, prepare your assignments thoroughly, and because the assignments give a good understanding of the course. And the most interesting point is don't underestimate the time. So usually people, they give 2 or 3 days for the exam preparation, but that is generally not recommended, and it is very difficult here to prepare in 2 or 3 days. So I would recommend to keep good amount of time for your exam preparation. Go through all the materials available, redo the assignment sheet, and at least once you have to do the assignments by your own. And you can script the summary so that it will be help you to summarize everything. And don't hesitate to ask your tutors. Tutors are paid and for this job itself, and if you have any doubts in the course, any problems, you can directly contact them and you can ask them without any hesitation. So what happens on the exam day? So yeah, definitely come all early, around 30 minutes before the exam. Read the front cover carefully, otherwise you might fail. Like read the instruction carefully, listen to the exam tutors and instructors carefully what instruction they are given. And in the exams, you are allowed to go use the bathroom, use the washroom, or you can also eat. But it depends on the corona situation as well. In the corona, you may not be allowed to move because it can incur physical distance thing. And any attempt to cheat is taken very seriously, and it can result in exmatriculation. In the exam, it is usually by the pen. Calculators are not allowed until explicitly mentioned as legal. You can take handwritten cheat sheet. So it's a single A4 paper where you can write about the course, about the slide details, or about the formulas, and something which you can take to the exam only if allowed. So these details you will get as per the particular course. Bags and other personal stuffs inside the exam hall is not allowed. So you have to keep your mobile phones, smartphones, everything inside the bag, and you have to keep in the side. Eating and drinking is generally okay, but yeah, definitely it shouldn't create any noise and it shouldn't disturb other students. And as I said, read the first paper of the exam where you have the instruction carefully. And this is general idea, like you said, go through the exam at least once before you start writing. Skip questions you can't answer until the end. Write an answer to every question, as you might get half points for it. There is like half scoring as well. If you achieve 50%, you pass the exam. For some courses, it is relative grading, so this might change. The passing grade limit might be reduced to 40%. Yes, as I said, for some of the courses, it can be reduced, it can change as well. Okay, so yes, I will go through the overview, how the LSF registration and how the particular course registration look like. So yes, we have LSF. So here you can look into the course directory, you can plan your lectures. Then we have external course homepage. It can be CMS. The one I opened right now was for CMS. There can be Moodle, there can be registration via Microsoft Teams. So let's assume a case of CMS right now. So you have to register for the particular course inside CMS. There you will get an option to choose your exercise group. If you can choose your partners if there is an assignment to be done in the group of 2 or 3, and you can also choose your tutorial groups here. And the exercise sheets and assignment sheets you will get inside the course homepage. And then in the LSF you have to register for the exam. You have to also register for the exam in CMS. This is again course dependent, but in the LSF that is mandatory for all the courses and seminars. You will receive the final grade in your CMS in the external side, which will again be added to your LSF in the transcript. Yes, as I said, final grade will be added in your LSF in your transcript. So that was the overview. And yeah, do you have any questions? So if you have any questions till now, you can drop in the chat or in the Discord channel. Me and Antuli are here to answer it. And after the Q&A, we will take a break for the lunch and we will resume the session from 1:10 p.m.
So guys, feel free to fire all of your questions at us. The questions specific to visual computing, we have referred to a friend of ours, since we do not have any visual computing experts sitting with us right now. He will be online shortly and he will answer your questions. And otherwise, we are still here before we go for a break.
Yes, for the course, you don't register in LSF. In the LSF, but you have to register for the exams.
So, Roshan Mukherjee, let me try to explain it this way. You have 3 kinds of courses.
I will remove this. Okay.
Hello? Yeah, nahi, theek hai. So we have 3 kinds of courses. We have core course, advanced course, and seminars. Core courses are meant to give you a foundation for any department, for any kind of program that you would like to take. Like machine learning is required for NLP and visual informatics and stuff. And then you have uh, computer graphics also for visual informatics. You have security core course for the security stream that you would like to take, and things like this. And advanced courses usually are offered by the departments which offer the core course to build more knowledge over the foundation that you have already taken. So if you're familiar with a course, for example, if you're familiar with artificial intelligence or you're familiar with security, you can obviously take the advanced course without taking the core course. So you can take the advanced course in the first semester. There's no restriction on this, uh, but it only depends on your capability and your choice. The only restriction is you should not take a master thesis in your first semester because because you need at least 30 credit points to start your master thesis. But otherwise, you are free to take whatever whenever you feel like. Yes, as mentioned in the chat, some of the courses might have prerequisites. Like advanced courses usually have prerequisites that you should have taken a particular core course, but that is not a mandatory to that is not mandatory to every advanced course. That's just not the nature of the advanced course. It depends on course to course. Can you explain more about Corona exam regulation? Exam regulations have not really actually changed because of Corona. There's just a small leniency that ASTA and Student Council have bargained for. That is that in these months, in these semesters that we have been through lockdown, the examination department has agreed to provide students with one additional attempt to every exam, to every course. So this would mean instead of 3 maximum attempts and 2 attempts in one semester, you will be allowed to take one additional attempt credited to having a tough time reaching to the university, or having a tough time getting through courses because of online nature or whatever it is. They don't really want to get into that, so they have just given one additional course, one additional attempt to each exam for the semester. Once we go back to regular regulations after the corona lockdown has passed, this might not exist. So we emphasize more on the regular things, like two exams per semester. And if you graduate in if you finish a course in one semester, then you would not be able to take it the next semester, things like this. But for more details and specific details according to the corona regulations, you should check the ASTA website. We will have the link to this in our orientation document.
In your few tips regarding DSA, you mentioned to choose interest as early as possible. Why is it important, or how will it affect me? I can make my master's in NLP even if I did not take an NLP course. So yeah, I mentioned about the interest because if you have decided what is a research interest, like for example NLP or computer vision, and if you decide that early, you can plan your master's program here accordingly. You can look for the HEVs there, you can look for what groups offer the thesis for the same, and accordingly you can plan the semesters. So if it doesn't mean that I can make my master's in NLP. Yes, even if you have not done your NLP course, you can, like the master degree you will get for DSA itself, and you can just for your research interest you can take any of the path NLP or computer vision or something.
Could you give me an example of a set of computer science courses that we can take in our first semester? The example is the complete list of courses that you see in LSF. You can take whatever you feel like. I would recommend taking core courses in your first semester. Like if you have a plan that I would like to study machine learning or artificial intelligence or security or any of that, look out in the LSF list of courses which are provided, and the core courses for your particular stream of interest. You should take that. I'm not sure I can be more specific than this.
Yes, the courses it changes according to the semesters. So there might be a change where there might be a scenario when a course was offered in the summer semester last year, but it's not being offered this year. So for the updated list, it's always better to look in the LSF.
So I would like to repeat what Include has said here. Make sure that after, so this is the first session. This is the first introductory session that is provided by the student council, rather the only introductory session. But after this, you will have an introductory session with the university on the first day of the university opening by our dean. He will introduce you to our campus, our research groups, and stuff. And then you will also have an introductory session with each of your department heads, and they will tell you things very specific to your department. They are more capable than us in answering these questions. So visual computing students, bioinformatics students, embedded security students, embedded system students, if you feel that we were not very capable in answering your questions, you should definitely attend the sessions by your respective program coordinators. A lot of things would be clear then.
Yeah, there can for the embedded systems. Yeah, there can be a core course which can be of 6 CP as well. So we just look into the buckets if it's inside the master lectures, that is like the core lectures, and the advanced lectures. Like, yeah.
So embedded systems is a course which is offered by the university and Habeka together. It is not under the complete jurisdiction of the university. So it has some regulations which are not very aligned with everything that we're talking here. But I don't think it is a very pertaining matter for elongated discussion. There can be some courses which can be of 6 credit points, and their course load will definitely be adjusted accordingly. So you will learn more about this once you start your studies here. It's nothing to worry about. What is the difference between introductory seminar and regular seminar? What do you mean by introductory seminar? I think she means the introductory events at the LSF.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so introductory events are just for the name's sake, these are events similar to this one, the one we are having here. They will be offered by the dean or the department head or the faculty of the department to introduce you to everything inside the department and things that they find important to convey to you. So that is what introductory seminar is, I believe, and it holds no academic purpose than just easing you into your master's degree. And a regular seminar is actually a lecture. You have to attend it. You have to go through the material and all the lessons and the assignments, and you get credit points at the end of it. They are two very different things. I think just the word seminar here is a little confusing. Master's seminar is not actually a course. So in master's computer science degree, you have regular seminars, then you have master thesis, and before you start with your master thesis, you have to find a supervisor, you have to find a second supervisor, you have to have a problem statement which all three of you agree upon. The problem statement, once you finalize your problem statement, you will receive you will have about a 1 or 2 months of time to do all the background study which is required for you to start your master thesis work. And once you are done with your background study and you have realized you have a mental plan or a plan or a little plan to achieve the solution for your master's problem, you will present a seminar to your supervisor and other people who are interested, describing the solution. So this particular seminar, which is presented by you, not you as a attendant, but you as a presenter, is called the master seminar. It goes on for 12 credits, and yeah, you get graded. You get grades for it as well. And once you have successfully completed your master seminar, you get to start your master thesis. चले? Unmute kar. So if you look at the schedule, at 1:50, we will address master thesis, and we will get deep into the topic of master thesis and master seminar, everything related to it. So I hope your questions will be answered at that moment. But for now, we do not see any more questions coming from the topic that we have discussed until now. So
So we take a break right now and we will be back at 1:10. Okay, there is one
yeah.
person.
Block seminar. Oh, right, we missed this. So, block seminar is offered between semesters, like when you're on a semester vacation or when everyone else is giving the exam. Some teachers who have course but could not find time to teach it during the semester, and would rather have a special kind of course at the end of the semester, offer block seminars. And block seminars are usually very interesting topics. Like last year, there was scientific computing for satellite, um, space informatics
Right.
was offered last semester, and this semester, as someone has mentioned, deep reinforcement learning. So that's what a block seminar is.
Okay, so we will be back with the break at 1:10 p.m. The links will be posted in the website and Discord channel and also in the social media platforms for the same. And yeah, see you guys then.